Good, happy Saturday, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your Saturday edition of WRMK News 12. It's Saturday, November 1st, 2025. We have a lot of news to get to on this Saturday, so let's begin right now. First up, officials investigate suspicious death in Concord. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office is investigating a suspicious death after a woman was found Friday morning near a tent site in a wooded area off Manchester Street in Concord. Authorities said the woman was discovered outside a campsite and pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators spent several hours examining the area and gathering evidence. An autopsy is scheduled to determine the cause and manner of death. According to officials, the woman's name has not been released pending notification of her next in kin. The investigation remains ongoing and no further details were immediately available. New Hampshire officials press White House as shutdown strains air travel and safety. New Hampshire leaders are urging the federal government to resolve the ongoing shutdown aimed growing concern about air travel disruptions, safety risk, and financial strain on unpaid aviation workers. Former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, now President and CEO of Airlines for America, met with White House officials in Washington this week as air traffic controllers and TSA agents continue working without pay. Some of those folks are making 30,000 to 40,000 a year, Sununu said. Every single paycheck matters. Sununu warned that flight delays and staffing shortages at airports are expected to intensify. It's racial, I think, that these delays could increase over time, he said. We're really hitting this next couple of weeks where SNAP benefits are running out of access across the country. The delays are getting pushed a little bit. We're coming into a holiday season. The government still isn't open. The airline's message was it's not a partisan issue. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association has also sounded alarms over staffing levels, financial stress, and potential risk to aviation safety. U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen, a Democrat for New Hampshire, echoed those concerns, calling for an immediate end to the slatement. We need to get government back open, Shaheen said. We need to make sure that the air traffic controllers are being paid, that the skies are safe, and that commerce can continue in the United States. The Trump administration has warned for a potential holiday disaster should the shutdown continue without resolution. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said the administration is pursuing temporary recruitment of additional air traffic controllers while negotiations over the government funding remains stalled in Congress. We're already in the middle of cost crisis, and the idea that any public servant wouldn't get a paycheck is an outrage, is a disgrace, said U.S. Rep. Maggie Goodlaner, a Democrat for New Hampshire. It shouldn't happen. Manchester Boston Regional Airport is providing support to affected federal workers by collecting donated goods for air traffic controllers and TSA staff. Donations of non-perishable food, toiletries, and household products are being accepted. Those wishing to contribute can contact Airport Communications Center at 603-624-6349. Over in Boston, controller shortage blamed for delays. Close call at Logan Airport. A shortage of air traffic controllers is being cited for the latest factor behind delays at Boston Logan International Airport, an issue underscored by a close call involving two commercial flights this week. The incident occurred Thursday afternoon after Delta Flight 263 traveling from Paris to New York diverted to Boston due to severe weather. While preparing to land around 4:15 p.m., the Federal Aviation Administration instructed the crew to perform a go-around when a Cape Air aircraft was cleared for takeoff on an intersecting runway. Audio captured by FlightAware.com reveals the tense moments in the cockpit. 30 up to 3,000 Delta 263 heavy. That was close, the Delta pilot said. Yeah, man, not cool. The Cape Air pilot responded. Delta officials said the Airbus aircraft maintained safe separation, completed the maneuver without issue, and later landed safely. No injuries were reported among the 284 passengers and 11 crew members, and the plane deplaned normally. Aviation safety analyst John Nance said the burden for preventing the conflict rests primarily on the control tower. This is a loss of separation, and this loss of separation shows you how much pressure the controllers are under, Nance said. This is a mistake. This was not a near miss. Nance estimated the aircraft was still about a half-mile apart at the time, but he noted that federal standards require strict minimum distances that appear to have been violated. Passengers expressed concerns as the FAA launched a formal investigation. Nance added that the federal government shutdown has exacerbated strain on the aviation workforce, including air traffic controllers currently working without pay. The FAA has not released additional details. State police extend increased patrols through weekend after Halloween. New Hampshire State Police are continuing heightened patrols through the weekend as Halloween festivities wrap up, citing concerns over roadway safety and an uptick in pedestrian activity. Major Brandon Davy said the holiday brings unique risk, particularly with families and children walking after dark. A primary concern for us on Halloween is the number of pedestrians that are out, Davy said. Unlike other days of the year, like the 4th of July or parade days, with Halloween, we're looking at waning daylight, and that creates its own risk. Authorities said troopers will remain out in force to ensure drivers are operating vehicles responsibly as celebrations continue. Over the course of the weekend, we have numerous highway safety and extra patrols scheduled, Davy said. We want to make sure that the people who live in New Hampshire and visit New Hampshire can enjoy the safety they expect here. State police also emphasized the ongoing importance of sober driving. Nearly 3,000 DUI arrests have been made in New Hampshire so far this year. If they would choose the designated driver, if they would choose to slow down, to use their high beams, to move over when they have the opportunity, then we could really avoid a lot of tragedies that do occur, Davy said. With daylight saving times set to end this weekend, officials noted that earlier nightfall will add another layer of danger, reminding drivers to remain alert and watch their speed. Deadly storms slam northeast, leaving multiple dead in torrential flooding. Multiple people are dead after powerful storms washed through the northeast, bringing torrential rain and gusty winds. In Brooklyn, a man drowned in his basement apartment trying to rescue his dog, who is still inside. And that does it for this Saturday edition of WRMK News 12. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and see you tomorrow for another broadcast. Bye.